Hello, welcome to the Square Base Show. I know it says The Honest Wargamer here, but I record these videos when I'm streaming, as you can see, Twitch chat, and we do these sorts of videos. It's going to be a list review for my upcoming Old World event. So this is a full Old World video where this weekend at the TSN Arena here in Nottingham, I will be hosting a event called the Rise of the Chaos Champions, and absolutely a massive shout out to the person who emailed me and said, oh, is it only Chaos Factions? No, it's not only Chaos Factions. Anyway, we have a sold out event, 24 people, which is very exciting. And it's the event before our big Riverlands event, which I'll talk about on another show later in the week. Now, I know Val's not here. No Val, as you can see. But these are videos I have been making for my AOS events. And seeing as I have so many Old World events, I would really also like to make these videos for that. So this video will be a precursor to the video that I'll be making on Sunday night. And on Sunday night, through the weekend, I'll be interviewing people and doing lots of videos, and then I'll get you kind of some footage of the event and what's just happened. So hopefully you'll also enjoy that video as well. So this is a precursor where we're just going to look at the list. We're going to talk about the list a little bit, and we're going to have a little bit of fun. That's what we're going to do, and hopefully you like these. I think maybe this is the first one I've put onto YouTube for Squarebase, so drop in the comments below if you hate it. Drop in the comments below what else I can do that's better and what you'd enjoy more in the future. And also just let me know what you'd like me to do, because I'm probably going to do these for every Old World event now in the future. We have another one next week. We have another one in 2 weeks. So there's going to be a lot of these. So hopefully you'll enjoy them. Let's go look at the lists. Right, we're going to look through these lists. And and I'll put the BCP link down below so you can also follow along. I will say one of the things that has most impacted me when running these events and looking at these lists is that they significantly sometimes can veer away from, quote unquote, the meta that's discussed in some cases, because hobbying armies up takes a significant amount of time. And also, I generally tend to find that the Old World is something that people just build and paint what they want to play. And so you end up with some lists that aren't necessarily like, quote unquote, meta. So we're going to go through these now. So first we've got Adam Harper of the Dudley Boys. And let's go look at his list. So he's running Kingdom of Bretonia, kind of like, in real life considered to be the bad guys, because they are just so impactful, especially all the Peg Knights. We'll see if we end up with them. So we've got a Duke. He's been given a shield, heavy armor, and lance. He's obviously on a Royal Peg. He's been given the Grumroll Great Helm, Serena's Locket, the Seal of Paravone, and the Virtue of Heroism. Then we've got a Baron, and the Baron's also on a peg with heavy armor. He's got the Ogre Blade, the Charm Shield, the Potion of Foolhardiness, and the Virtue of the Knightly Templar. And then we've got a Prophetess, and that Prophetess has got a hand weapon. It's a level 4 wizard. Bretonian, it's on a warhorse. It's got the Ruby Ring of Ruin, the Icon of Canals. I've definitely said that wrong. Also, I need everyone to know, you may have never joined me for one of these before. Some things about me. I'm close to illiterate, and also I don't really understand other languages, so I'm not sure how I would say Quinels. So you're just going to have to go on this journey with me. Then we do have 6 Mounted Knights of the Realm. We have 6 more Mounted Knights of the Realm, and we have another 6 Mounted Knights of the Realm, all with First Knights. And then we have 10 Peasant Bowmen. We have 4 Peg Knights, 6 Grail Knights, incredibly overcosted here. So I would say, I'm going to rate these lists. So I'm going to rate these lists out of 1 to 5. with no explanation as to what the 1 to 5 rating means. So I'm going to give them. So I'm going to give this a 3, specifically because it's not got all Peg Knights all the time. So does that mean that it's good? Does that mean it's bad? Am I rating this on fun? Am I rating this on quality? I don't know. Let's look at the next list. Next up, we are going to look at Alex Smith's list. And Alex Smith is a famous YouTuber, Mr. Mordian Glory. There you can see him there, Mr. Mordian Glory. So he is very famously running some Chaos Warriors of Chaos this weekend. So he's got the Chaos Lord with the Mark of Chaos Undivided, full plate shield, and he's on a Chaos Dragon. Yes. As you can see, 582 points. If you watch the show that me and Val just did, where we looked at probably restrictions that are coming in the future, there's going to be a 25% cap on characters. So this character is probably one of his last run-outs that's available. Then Favor of the Gods, Demon Sword, and the Brazen Collar. So big, tough, loads of wounds, super fast, obnoxious. Then a Chaos Sorcerer Lord, with level 4 Wizard, Chaos Mark of Undivided on foot, with the Infernal Puppet, a Spell Familiar, Taskmaster Scourge, and then the Enchanting Aura and Demonology. Chosen Demonology. That is interesting. So I think this character is going inside of a unit. Then we got, it's not on a horse or anything, no. Then we got 5 Chaos Knights, 5 Forsaken, 5 Forsaken, 5 Forsaken, and 5 Marauder Horsemen, 5 Marauder Horsemen. This is pretty common for Warriors kind of core lists, specifically for like screens with the Marauder Horsemen. And Forsaken are just a much better choice in MSU, which means multiple small units. And then 5 Chaos Knights. Then we've got 18 Chosen Warriors of Chaos. Oh, so he's just here for fun. Okay, he's not taking it seriously. With full plate armor, they've been given. I think they come standard as drilled. And then he's got the champion's got the brazen collar, and the standard bearer's got the Doom Totem, which I think is the -1 leadership one as well. So obviously, I think the wizard is going to be going inside of here as well. Interesting, a big bunker of Chaos Chosen, 484 points. Put the wizard inside of it. And then we're looking at like nearly 1,000-point unit with a dragon running around and loads of MSU. Minimum MSU can also stand for minimum size unit, but sometimes it's also used for multiple small units. So either of those two things. Anyway, I'm sure he'll be making some YouTube videos about this. Literally, all my events are just attended by YouTubers all the time now. But yeah, I'm sure he'll be making some lists on this. The next YouTuber, Andy Ransom of the Andy 2D6 channel, is running Dwarven Mountain Holds. Andy, famously a fan of Paplu in Star Wars Shatterpoint. But Andy has been playing in my events since the beginning of like all of these kind of old world events. Plays a lot, plays dwarfs. He's got old kind of like, I think they're 6th edition, 5th edition dwarfs, all done on horrible green bases. They look absolutely awful. But he's like committed to the 90s nostalgia of the piece. So he's running obviously dwarfs. He's running the Dwarven Mountain Holds. He's running Burlock Daminson in his list. And then he's got a Runesmith with 3 runes of Spellbreaking, a Thane with full plate armor, who's the Battle Standard Bearer with the Master Rune of Grungy, a great weapon, Shield Bearers, and the Master Rune of Gromril and a Rune of Fury. The Master Rune on the hand weapon, sorry. And his Thane has got full plate armor, hand weapon, handgun shield, Master Rune of Bursting, Flame, Rune of Rapid Fire, and the Rune of Accuracy. So this is sometimes known as the Machine Gun Thane. Who's like always hitting on 3s, and any hits explode into more hits, and this thing can just bang, 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 bang. It's absolutely brilliant. Kind of like, yeah, he's kind of like the Rambo of the Dwarven world, right? Andy also a big fan of Line Hammer. He puts all of his dwarfs in like just one single line. Then he's got a unit of Rangers, 31 Rangers, in fact. You don't see that normally, which will probably be one line, right? One huge line, okay? With heavy armor, shield, great weapon, crossbow, thrown axe. And then he's got a Grudge Thrower, another Grudge Thrower, one of which has been given the Rune of Foraging, 2 Gyrocopters, and then 1 unit of 18, is it 18? Is it 20? 18, 21 Iron Drakes, which, so even more shooting, which is another line of shooting. And then 2 Doom Seekers as mercenaries, with one of those Doom Seekers being given 3 times the Rune of Speed. Okay? 3 times the Rune of Speed. So that means it's going to be up to Initiative 6. And then when I asked Andy, I was like, Andy, 3 times Rune of Speed, what's the plan? And he's like, oh, they'll hit Initiative 6. I was like, oh, what with? He's like, just with a hand weapon. So that'll be really fun. Congratulations to him. Catalin has come all the way over from El Spaniana. I think that's how you say it. So Spain. And has brought Dark Elves because at a previous event, we said that there were no Dark Elves at the event. And obviously Val has vowed to destroy Dark Elves from the universe of the old world. So Caitlin took this like was very upset by this and has traveled over from Spain this weekend. So it's an international event. An international event featuring all the YouTubers. Anyway, so let's have a look what's in the list. So we have a Dark Elf Dreadlord. I really should probably make some sort of statements about formatting here because this looks like horrible. On a Black Dragon with full plate armor, Noxious Breath, and then the Shield, Ogre Blade, Talisman Protection, and the Sea Dragon Cloak. Then we have a Sorceress, level 2 with Battle Magic, Focus Familiar and Lore Familiar. And then we have a Supreme Sorceress Wizard, level 4. Elementalism. Interesting. Focus, Familiar, Tome of Furin, Ruby Ring of Ruin, or the Pendant of Khalith. By the way, if there's any kind of combos in here that you do see, feel free to drop them in the comments. You're like, oh, I like that. Because we'll be looking at these combos kind of more when we see how they resolve on Sunday, in the Sunday video. So we've got Dark Elf Warriors. We've got 25 Dark Elf Warriors, or maybe 28, depending. Then we've got 5 Dark Riders, and then 5 more Dark Riders with spears and light armor. Again, those little cav units, scouting cav units, absolutely brilliant as screens and like early board projection. Then we've got Cold One Knights, unit of 5. And then we have a unit of Dark Elf Shades in here as well. And then a Charybdis, of all things, down here for 200 points, or 195. I mean, this Dark Elf Dreadlord is expensive, 517. I'd like to see this fight against the Chaos Dragon, see who we rate. Can Catelyn take this home for Spain? Let me know in the comments below. I caramba, as I say. We've got Dan Broxhome. Dan is fantastic. And Dan is running vampire counts. So he's going to be running a Master Necromancer level 4 on Wizard. Level 4 Wizard on foot with Ruby Ring of Ruin, and he's taking Necromancy, obviously. And then we have a White Lord, interesting, as a Battle Standard Bearer with the Armor of Meteoric Iron, and another level 4 Master Necromancer. So what is interesting is looking at these lists, is how these lists will change with those new updates that we're going to see in the future, where you can only have 1 level 4 Wizard per 2,000 points. That's going to massively impact the vampire counts, definitely. Then we've got a Tomb Banshee and Tomb Banshee to Scream and Scream, which we love. Vampire counts without vampires. It's like Warriors of Chaos without warriors. 24 Graveguard, 6 Direwolves, 10 Crypt Ghouls, and 3 Fellbats and 3 Fellbats. Again, great screens and blockers and redirectors, and a Terrorgeist and a Terrorgeist. So, ladies and gentlemen, this is maximum. I forgot that I meant to be rating the list. I'm giving this list a 2. Because that could be bad or good. We don't know on the scale. But I'm giving it a 2. There's a lot of screaming available here. A lot of screaming. And it's going to be very scary. So shout out to Dan. Then we've got Fraser Lowry with the Wood Elf Realms. Ooh, Fraser. So Fraser's running a Glade Lord on the Forest Dragon with Talisman's Protection, Ogre Blade, and then the Befuddlement of Mischiefs and the Annoyance of Nestlings. So again, we've got another 550-point big character that won't make it into the future. Then Spellweaver level 4 with Elementalism, Spell Singer level 2 with Battle Magic, then 20 Glade Guard, 9 Dryads, 6 Glade Riders, they're great, 3 Treekin, 5 Wild Riders, and then a Tree Man in the list as well. Okay, this is pretty interesting because this hasn't gone and committed heavily into probably what we'll see in some of the other lists, where we've got a lot of Sisters of the Thorn, being able to choose like max battle magic. Instead, it looks like it's trying to have the counterpunch. Normally the dragon's like a counterpunch, but it's like being given a lot of points. Very interesting. Glade Rider's super fast. The Treekin, okay. Wild Rider's very good, but super, super fragile. Tree Man definitely like holding the line there for this army. Very cool. I like that a lot. Then we've got Grant Clark. So this is another Wood Elf Realms list as well. So let's have a look. So he is running a Glade Lord, and he's even named him Alu Kirill. Okay, Glade Lord's on a Forest Dragon with a Wraithstone, Talisman Protection, and then a Lamentation, Despairs, and Annoyance and Netlings. They've got a Branch Wraith, Spellweaver on level 4. Branch Wraith, by the way, is level 1, I think, with Battle Magic, and Spellweaver level 4 with Illusion. Interesting. Then we've got 5 Glade Guard, 5 Glade Guard, 5 Glade Guard, 16 Dryads, 5 Deepwood Scouts, 5 Deepwood Scouts. So this is more what I was expecting to see. So this is like an MSU, multiple small units as well. Because it means if I've got like a 500-point dragon, I charge into 5 Deepwood Scouts to kill them. That's all I've achieved. Like that's it. I've got 5. But you basically get the same. Like having one juicy pot is like a big pot of gold. Dragons love that, so it's like anti-dragon. Then we've got Sister of the Thorn, perfect, and then 3 Treekin and a Treeman as well. And the Treeman has also been buffed up. So again, Treeman really good, really, really good. Great for holding the line, and just a really solid monster, really cheap in there as well. So congratulations to Grant. I'm giving your list I'm going to give it a B. Then we've got Jake Bucknell. He's got Beastman Brayherts. So he is running a Great Brave Shaman, level 4 with Elementalism, another Great Brave Shaman, level 4, but with Dark Magic this time. Lore Familiar and Hagtree Fetish in here as well. Hagtree Fetish got a little bit of an update a few months ago, so not quite as effective, but still there. Tuskgore Chariot, another Tuskgore Chariot, and then 4 Razor Gore Herd. 4 Razor Gore Herd. That is interesting. 9 Gore Herd, and then 4 Dragon Ogres, 4 Dragon Ogres, a Razor Gore Chariot, a Razor Gore Chariot, Dragon Ogre Shaggoth in here. Okay, this is at least a list I can like kind of make sense of. I probably should talk about tempo. When I'm talking about blocking, being able to put units in the midboard to make it so your opponent can't just slam everything into you means that you can create a kind of like trade-off in the center. And it does feel like the Gore Herd here, their job is to just trade off so that the opponent, so the Tuskgore Chariots and the Razor Gore Chariots can threaten along with the Dragon Ogres into like not countercharging, because I know that's an actual rule, but they hit your screens or your lines and then you hit them. Obviously you get the initiative bonus and any other bonuses you get on the charge as well. So it feels like that at least is what this list is doing, especially with a heavy chariot list. So that's very cool. I like that. That's super fun. I'm giving that just, big thumbs up. That's my rating. Then we got James Brewerton. He's running Dwarven Mountain Holds. Very popular right now, right? Very, very popular. So he is running an Anvil of Doom, finally. And still, I'm yet to see anyone do double Anvil. I'm furious about that. James is a great lad. I'm getting compliments about him in the chat. Popular, but are they good? I mean, they're fine. Okay, so then, we've got an Anvil of Doom. We've got a Dwarf Engineer. And he, again, the Dwarf Engineer has been kind of built into the shooty Dwarf Engineer. And then you've got a Thane, who's the Battle Standard Bearer with a Master Rune of Hesitation. Another Thane with full plate armor, hand weapon, General Master Rune of Grumrill, Master Rune of Swiftness. Okay, like quite a lot of characters. That's quite interesting. Then we've got 16 Dwarf Warriors, 10 Rangers, 8 Thunderers, a Bolt Thrower, a Cannon, and then 10 Slayers. Then 1 unit of 10 Iron Drakes, 1 unit of 10 Iron Drakes, and 5 more Rangers. This is very interesting, in my opinion, because this isn't the big line hammer we've seen previously. There's little pockets of damage coming from all the places. And I do wonder if he's got a single bit that's going to like push the enemy back. Like once the enemy gets over the line, he's going to really struggle to disconnect his army from the combat. So yeah, this is a good 7 out of 10. Absolutely fantastic. Okay, next up we got James Olver bringing Kingdom of Bretonnia. Pretty interesting, more Bretonnia in here. Bretonnia, I would say, very good into dwarfs. But there we go. So he is bringing Boris Toadbringer, and his Bretonnia list has got a Duke on a Pegasus with a dragon slaying sword, Grumrill Great Helm, Gauntlet of Jewel, Virtue of Confidence. Got a Paladin. Obviously on a Haunts, and he's a Battle Standard Bearer Paladin. Wait, is he on a Haunts? Lance? Yeah, he must be. Yes, he is on Haunts. A horse, sorry. With the Battle Standard Bearer, and then the Falcon Horn of Fridmund. You can't fly. And then a Prophetess, level 4 Wizard, with the Ruby Ring Ruin, Lore Familiar, and Battle Magic. And then, that's what I should have said about the other Bretonnian list. No Green Knight. Green Knight in this list obviously should be banned from the game, but Green Knight in this list, obviously, sticking with my Green Knight should be banned mantra. 6 Knights of the Realm, 6 more Knights of the Realm, 5 Mounted Knights of the Realm. No, they're all mounted, technically. And then 10 Peasant Bowmen. Oh, wait, are they? Yes. Then 10 Peasant Bowmen, 10 Peasant Bowmen, 8 Squires. Just saying that out loud is really funny. This is why I love the old world. You'd be like, is that a Chaos Lord steeped in magic upon a dragon? It's like, yeah, this is 8 Squires, my lad, right? They could try, right? 3 Pegasus Knights and 4 Pegasus Knights. Okay, so Peg Knights, a big level 4 wizard on Battle Magic, probably the best bowler in my opinion. And then we've got the Duke. I think we've got like all of the key elements that we need to do well in the Green Knight, obviously, as well. So like all of the strength in the army, and then we've got the heroes of the hour. I will be giving you constant updates on the 8 Squires. So shout out to James Oliver. Please do let me know how they go. And then we've got James Ramsey. James has won 3 events here at the TSN Arena. He might be undefeated. No, he lost. He might have drawn 1 game. I think he might have lost a game. His team also won the team event that we did this year as well. So James is also an international 40K player. Don't hold that against him. James is running Mortuary Cult, which are right now considered to be arguably one of the better lists in the game. So he's running, and his previous wins included playing with vampire counts and playing with wood elves. So it's not like he just sticks with a single army either. He generally tends to mix it up. So he's running a high priest with a level 4 wizard on elementalism, and then he's got another high priest on level 4 with illusion, and then a last high priest level 4. So that's 3 level 4s. Okay, 3 level 4s, and this one is another one with elementalism. Then we have a mortuary priest with elementalism, who's the battle standard bearer, 8 skeleton skirmishers, 4 tomb swarm, 5 ushbati, 50 skeleton archers, 50 skeleton archers, 5 skeleton horse archers, and then a tomb scorpion, very famously good. Another tomb scorpion, and then 5 ushbati with great bows, then a casket of souls. So this entire army is just going to sit in a corner. It's just going to yeet spells. It's going to put up some columns of crystal, and it's going to be like, fuck you, and just keep shooting. Apologies for swearing, but that's how it works. Also played by, he's basically a 40k player. He keeps playing 40k in the old world. Let's stop it. Like, first he played with screams and vampire counts and kept like reserve moving and shooting them and reserve moving away. Then he played wood elves. He played evasion wood elves moving around like the forest, like they're 40k elves. And now he's just sat in a corner. It's pretty rough. It's going to be a pretty rough time. Good luck playing against James. It's going to be a tough time. Next up, we've got Kieran Haynes of the Dudley Boys. He's got Mortuary Cult list as well. We'll see how different this is. Yes, you can also teleport the mass unit of bowmen. I should also point that out. Thank you. He also can do that. So Kieran Haynes has got the level 4. He's running Tomb Kings as well. He has got level 4 wizard on the Bone Dragon. With the Lore Familiar, Serpent Staff, and Illusion. Then he has got a level 4 wizard, another high priest who's level 4 wizard, on a horse, a skeletal steed, Ruby Ring of Ruin, Curse Weaver Hand, on necromancy. So level 4 on necromancy, level 4 on illusion. Then he's got mortuary priest on foot. Then he's got 8 ushbati. I'm definitely saying that wrong. I apologize. But this time with great bows. And then 10 skeleton archers, 2 tomb swarms, 10 more skeleton horse archers, then 2 tomb scorpions. So good right now, so hot right now. They've been hot the entire time. If you've been playing Tomb Kings and you haven't been playing double tomb scorpion, you haven't been trying to have a fun time. And then 2 casket of souls. Absolutely devo. The fact that they can just do... Okay, I should talk about tempo. Do you guys know about tempo if you watch this? Anyway, if I'm teaching suck eggs, you teach me. But I did a video right at the beginning of the old world. Go back and watch it, where I talked about how one of the things that you need to really understand about the old world is how you win. Because in something like 40k or Age of Sigmar or any of those other games, the game really drives you into the goals. Basically, you have to... It's like... you have to, like, hit the checkpoints. You, like, hold an objective, checkpoint. Do a tactic or a secondary checkpoint. But old world, there's no checkpoints. It's just kill or be killed. And so your tempo dictates. So this is an army that really lets you immediately drive the tempo very aggressively at the start. Because you can be like, 2 caskets, the bows from the Ushbatis, all my other shooting and shit, bang, you've got to run towards me. That's on you. And if you've got an army that can't necessarily like get across the board super quick, or if their shooting isn't as good as your shooting, you're already down. In Magic the Gathering terms, they call it being the beatdown. So when you get to the table, you can work out whether or not you are the beatdown. And this feels like a really strong list to at least like start to engage that, right? So yeah, very cool. Lee Banks is running Beastmen Bray Herds, very much alive in the old world and very cool as well. Tawny support build. Thank you for this. Anyway, he's running a Doom Bull. A Doom Bull, love to see it. With Shield General, Sword of Might, Armor of Destiny, Gnarled Hide. He's got Great Bray Shaman, Bray Staff, level 4 Wizard, Demonology, and the Hag Tree Fetish. And then we've got the Talisman of Protection, 1 Razor Gore Chariot. Hold on, what am I seeing here? I apologize. I've said that wrong. We've got Great British Shaman on a chariot. That's what I should be saying. It's written weirdly. It's not written weirdly. It's just hard to read. I told you, I'm illiterate. Then we got, for core, we got a unit of Gore Herd, a unit of Minotaur Herd, then 3 individual Razor Gore Herds. So these are your trading pieces here. Then we got a Dragon Ogre, unit of 3 Dragon Ogres, another Minotaur Herd. It looks like another 3 there. And then a Gorgon and a Jabberslithe. Oh, interesting. Again, you're not really seeing like big bricks. Not really. Like, if you think about it, like there's nothing in this list which is... The Doom Ball's the most expensive unit in this list. 340, 120. I like lists like this. I think min trading is like the way to go in the game. Like, and what I mean by that is like minimal small units, multiple small units, and you min trade. I think that actually works really nicely for me. I like that personally, but normally only works overly well in combat metas. And as we've seen, there's already quite a few shooty lists. So that'd be interesting. Shout out to Lee. And we've got Niall Appleby. He's running Dwarven Mountain Holds. So again, Dwarf, so hot right now. This, by the last list, got a gold medal. That's what it got. So this list is running a Dwarven Mountain Holds. It's got an Anvil of Doom, a Dwarf Engineer, and then a Thane, who's the Battle Standard Bearer with the Master Rune of Grungy, Great Weapon Shield Bearers, Master Rune of Gromril, Rune of Preservation, Rune of Speed. Then we've got another Thane, who is, Shotgun John Wick Thane is what we've got. And then we have, for core, 18 Dwarf Warriors, 16 Rangers, and then for special, we got 2 Cannons, a Grudge, and 2 Grudge Throwers. And then a small unit of Iron Drakes and a small unit of Iron Drakes. Obviously, that Trollhammer Torpedo being so effective, so having 2 small units of them is really good for getting another Trollhammer Torpedo. I like the Dwarf Warriors. I just don't know what they bring to the table. I guess they're for your characters to go in, and then win via combat res, right? That's the goal with the Dwarf Warriors. Okay, that's fun. That's very fun. And the Anvil as well. Love the Anvil. Anvil's great. You got Nick Walsh running High Elves. Finally, someone's taking something that looks good. I'm joking. I'm joking. I like all the armies. Anyway, so you got Nick Walsh with his High Elves. He has got a Prince on a Star Dragon with the Opal Amulet, Seed of Rebirth, Dragon Helm, Dragon Slayer Sword, and Blood of Kaldor. Then we have an Archmage, level 4 Battle Wizard on a Sky Cutter. Oh my God, in 2024. That's beautiful. With a Silvery Wand and Seed of Rebirth. And then we got 6 Silver Helms, 5 Reavers, 5 Archers, then 5 Dragon Princes, a Tyrannok Chariot, and then 10 Sisters of Avalon. Love to see it. Love to see it. The Sisters of Avalon are actually really good. Really, really good. And then the High Sister's got the Ruby Ring of Ruin. Eyes are like quite an aggressive little section. Everything here doesn't necessarily hammer hard. I feel like he's trading everything so that the dragon can always be where he wants to be and then keep stuff away from the sisters. And a Lion Chariot of Trace. Very interesting. Very interesting. Okay, so then we got Oliver Jones with the Tomb Kings again. So hot right now. So then Oliver Jones is running a Tomb Prince just on foot with the glittering scales. This is interesting. Then a High Priest level 4 on foot with the Ruby and Rune. Then a Royal Herald as a Battle Standard Bearer. Then a Mortuary Priest, level 2 Wizard on Necromancy. Okay. Then 10 Archers, 20 Tomb Guard, 8 Skeleton Horse Archers times 2, 4 Skeleton Chariots, 3 Skeleton Chariots, 3 Necropolis Knights, and then a Tomb Scorpion, but only 1. What is happening? And then a Casket of Skulls and a Screaming Skull Catapult. Oh my God. I think we might have found our fun guy, narrative guy, Oliver Jones. Oliver, shout out. I think that's what we're seeing here. This is getting my highest rating. This is getting an absolute pat on the butt. That's what this is getting. Congratulations. That's cool. And then we've got Paul Lowe. He is from Imps Wargaming. Paul is running Royal Clan, so he's also running Dwarfs. And then he's got a King. In full plate armor with a shield, General Shield Bearers, Master Rune of Smiting, Rune of Preservation, and 2 times Rune of Shielding. They've got a Thane with the Battle Standard Bearer, Master Rune of Grungy, plus Rune of Battle, on foot, Master Rune of Burst in Flame, Rune of Rapid Fire. Oh yeah, so he's got the Shooty Thane, or an even more Shooty Thane. He's got a Shooty Thane who's also the BSB. Very interesting. He's got a Runesmith with 3 runes of Spellbreaking. I played against that once. It's so disheartening to have someone just constantly shut down your spells. Then 18 Longbeards, a Grudge Thrower, and 20 Iron Drakes. Not 2 10s, just 20 and 1 brick. I don't know if that is I think that's not necessarily the current convention. I think it's normally you'd break those out into 2 10s. So you can probably put more in the front. You would get more shooting out of 2 10s, I think. Anyway, who cares? Paul's going to have a great time. You got Richie, the Dwarf King himself, also running Royal Clan. So it's going to be a battle to see who's the best dwarf at the event. So he is running Anvil of Doom. It's back. A Runesmith in full plate armor with a Battle Standard Bearer with a Master Rune of Grungy and Rune of Battle and 3 runes of Spell Breaking. Absolutely caked up. And then we've got a King, full plate armor, General Shield Bearers with a Master Rune of Smiting, Master Rune of Gromril, Rune of Preservation, and the Rune of the Furnace. So he is fully decked out. Then in core units, got 28 Longbeards, a Dwarf Cart, and a Grudge Thrower, then 18 Iron Drakes in 1 unit. Maybe it is the right way to go. It's taking them all in 1 unit. So 18 Iron Drakes. Now, I know for a fact, if this is the same list we saw previously, this is a list that's going to stick everything in that 1 unit of Longbeards and just send it. Which is going to sound crazy, but they're just going to send it right at the top of right in your opponent's face very early and say, can you defeat this? That's the question. It's like an army that asks you a question, which I really enjoy. So that's very, very cool. And then Ryan Wolf is taking Bretonnian Exiles. That's fun to see. It's a little bit rarer. So he's got the Green Knight, please ban. Then he's got a Baron on a Royal Peg with the Exile's Vow, Virtue of Heroism Lance, Falcon Horn, Talisman of Protection. An Outcast Wizard on level 3 for Battle Magic with the Lore Familiar. Then a Paladin with a hand weapon who's the Battle Standard Bearer with the Banner of Chalons. And the Royal Pegasus binding a hand weapon, the Exile's Vow, Frontier Axe, and Charm Shield. And then we got, that's a lot of characters. Jeez, that's a lot. That is expensive in characters. And then we got 10 Mounted Knights. Then we have got 5 Mounted Knights. That's correct. And then 20 Yeoman Guard. And then 5 Pegasus Knights and 1 Bombard, 2 Bombards, and a Trebuchet. I quite like taking... I quite like the idea of taking like that a level of aggressive shooting in Bretonnians, because I think it's so good because you've got such range projection and threat projection in the front lines that like being able to shoot over the top means your opponent doesn't really want to move into the mid-board when they can just be slammed by you, especially like Peg Knights and all the other characters as well. And then also when you move into that section, Green Knight then just starts messing behind you. That sucks. So that's cool. I like Ryan's Wolf. Sam Freestone of the Dudley Boys is taking High Elves. Double High Elves at the event. That's pretty spicy. I wasn't expecting that. So we've got a Prince on a Star Dragon with Talisman Protection. We've got an Archmage level 4 on foot with a Silvery Wand, Sigil of Assyrian, Ruby Ring of Ruin. And then we got a single level 2 Mage with High Magic as well, with a Lore Familiar and a Power Scroll for 1 big spell. Then 5 Reavers, 5 Reavers, 5 Reavers, 5 Archers, 5 Archers, 5 Archers, 5 Archers. And then we've got 4 Tyrannoc Chariots and 13 Sisters of Avalon. Interesting. So this is obviously really good. I talked about that already. The 4 Tyrannoc Chariots are going to look stunning on the board. And I like the MSU Archers. That's really fun because you can just keep using them to block up the board. And then you've got the Dragon for the big charges. That's cool. It's good to see like multiple MSU stuff. Like people really understand the game. And then we've got, which is funny, right? Because when you think about the old world, you do think it's going to be big blocks of like infantry, and that just isn't what the game is at the moment. And yes, there are lots of dragons, but there's also lots of, because they enforce core, you have to spend points there, and I like seeing that because you can trade quite nicely from core upwards. Toby is running the Orc Goblin Tribes. He's from the Bad Moon Dragon Posse, so he has got he has got the story. What is this? Zonka's Skittermob. He has a 3-part story, which I will include I will include in the comments for you to read through. It's got a character list. You've got Zongaz, Rapspickle, Snark, Spizglub, Trug, and then Incy Wincy Spider. So I think it's going to be an Orcs and Goblins list with spiders. So just because I didn't want to necessarily include this in the YouTube video, we have now read through Zonkgag's Skittermob Deep Lore. And the quick TLDR, not that I want to ruin it for you, is that his Age of Sigmar goblin had several battles where he developed fame and lore. And then, unfortunately, was at the end of Act 1 zipped, well, the beginning of Act 2 was zipped into the old world where he took control of an Orc and Goblin army, defeating the Orc in charge, and is now on a mission to try to return to AOS by battling his way through the old world. Toby playing both game systems. So there's the TLDR of the story. Let's hope he can do it. So let's look at his army. His first unit is a Goblin Obnob, who is a level 4 wizard with a Lore Familiar, Talisman Protection on an Arachnarok Spider, because the entire story is spider-based. His next unit, Spizglub, is also a Goblin Oddnob, who's a level 4 wizard with Elementalism, but he is on a Goblin Wolf Chariot. And then we have a Goblin War Boss on a gigantic spider with Walloper's One-Hit Wonder, which we love. Great weapon. Armor of Mork, Enchanted Shield, and the Troll Hide Trousers. So this is a character he's genuinely going to try and send to assassinate other characters. That's really cool. And then he has 22 Spider Riders, the Goblin Spider Rider mobs. 22, that's from Core. And then he has 8 Goblin Spider Riders as well. And then he has an Arachnarok Spider and 2 Doom Diver Catapults. I know everyone at the event will be excited to play against Toby and then be part of the next part of this story, which is great. Tom Bradley, wonderful human being, is playing Dwarven Mountain Holds. And then he is running here a King, Full Plate General, Shield Bearers, 3 Runes of Shield, and then a Thane, Battle Standard Bearer, Master Rune of Grungy, Rune of Confusion, Master Rune of Gromril, Rune of Preservation. Then he's got another Thane, the Master Rune of Bursting Flame, Rune of Accuracy, Rune of Rapid Fire, the Shotgun Thane. The Burlock has also made it in the list, Burlock Daminson, a Runesmith and another Runesmith. And then 25 Rangers, 15 Longbeards, 17 Iron Drakes. So definitely at this event, people playing are going to be facing a lot of Iron Drake on Iron Drake action. And lastly, Tom Carley, who previously has won several of our kind of best army awards. He 3D prints most of his armies. He has a company 3D printing stuff for people if anyone's interested. I apologize, Tom, that I don't know the name. But he is, he just makes really beautiful armies. He made an amazing Beast of Chaos army at the start of like the edition, and then very recently had a beautiful Chaos Dwarf army, which was all 3D printed as well. And he is now bringing a Warriors of Chaos Wolves of the Sea list, which is very interesting. I wouldn't have thought I'd seen any Wolves of the Sea lists. So he's running a Sorcerer Lord, level 4 wizard on a demonic mount with the Infernal Puppet and Brazen Collar. Then he's got an Exalted Champion with the Mark of Nurgle. His wizard has got the Mark of Nurgle as well. Then Demonic Mount, Giant Blade, Crown of Everlasting Conquest. And then he's got 5 Marauder Tribe Berserkers, 5 more Berserkers, 5 more Berserkers, 5 more Berserkers. So he's going with flails. These are all with flails and ambushers. I like that because like he's increased his chances of getting them on the table. That's wicked. That's super fun. And then 6 Marauder Horsemen with flails and the Mark of Corn. Yes, and I'm assuming, with the Mark of Corn. This is actually one of my favorite builds, is Marauders with the Mark of Corn and flails. I think that's an absolute vibe. It's so cheap. 101 points for, I think it's going to be, 6, 12, 13 attacks at strength 5 AP2? Like, it's very cool. Anyway, 5 Chaos Warhounds, 5 Chaos Warhounds, 5 Chaos Warhounds. Absolutely don't leave home without it. 2 with Vanguard, 1 without. And then 7 Skin Wolves. That'll be cool to see. 4 more Skin Wolves as well. Yep, that's great. And then a giant Spawn of Chaos and another giant Spawn of Chaos. That is super exciting. I think that's going to be really cool. And I know for a fact Tom's a great guy to play against and people are going to enjoy that as well. That's it. Let me know what your favorite lists are. In fact, actually, I think maybe Tom's is my favorite list, actually, thinking about it. We got a lot of the new stuff. So we're going to see those gigantic Chaos Spawn on the table, the Skin Wolves. I think that's really fun. So yeah, very cool. But the meta is very kind of dwarf laden, but there's a lot of warriors as well, a couple of Bretonians. I think there's 3 Bretonians in here. There's obviously some missing factions as well, but there's a lot of cool armies in here. So this is going to be really fun to see. It feels like there's enough of a shooting meta that it's going to be very shoot heavy. Tomb King lists are pretty shooty. Dwarf lists are pretty shooty. The Wood Elf lists are generally pretty shooty, not necessarily all the way. So I think that's going to be very interesting. Very, very interesting. Yeah, there's no Empire. But don't forget, this is just one weekend. This is just what the people are currently building. So they're not necessarily, like, it's not meant to represent the entire game. It's just the event this weekend. Let me know what you think of this video. 24 lists is quite a lot to go through. Please let me know what I could do in the future to make it a little bit more engaging and interesting for you. But I hope you've enjoyed it. And then I'll see you all on Sunday for the recap of the event. And I'm looking forward to seeing all the players and I hope you have a good time.